How's you going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's workshop. And guess what? We're in front of the workbench. You know what that means. Yes, boss. More work on the bench. We're going to do some more enhancements to my workbench. It's going to be a Cadillac when it's done, whenever that is. But if you notice here, I've got a little piece of wood just sort of mocked up here in front of the bench, because that's going to be, say, a bottom rail, because I'd like to put 3 drawers in under the bench. I'd like my drawers to be about 6 inches deep. I figured that's a good depth for them. And I have a little bit of clearance at the top, a little bit of clearance at the bottom. So I figured if I come down from this rail 7 inches, that should be enough space for my drawers. I'd like to make the bottom rail out of a piece of 2x material, 2x4 or something like that. So I measured down 7 inches and then another 1.5 inches, because that'll be where the bottom of this bottom rail goes. And I want to cut a dado in there to have this bottom rail set back into this leg. So I've marked this already. So next step, I guess, is I'm going to get my saw, try to cut this out, see how I make out. That's going to be fun. So I think I'm set up here to cut a dado here. I've got a block on here that I'm going to run my saw along, like so. I've got the depth cut about 1/2 inch. So I'm going to make a cut through here. And then I have a spacer that I'm going to put on top of it. Then I can put my saw on top of that spacer and cut the top side of that cut. And then I'll just make some passes through the middle. Sounds like it's going to work pretty good, eh? Let's see how we make out. That cut went pretty good. That cut went pretty good. Now let's see if I can mess it up. Not bad so far. Let's see how this goes. Alright, I think that's going to work good. I'm going to set up and do the same thing in the other leg now. Because I'm going to be using my saw the other way, I have to measure now on the short fence, just to add a little bit of variety, you know. That's 1.5 inches. So I measure down here 1.5 inches. Uh-oh. That ain't gonna work. Let me get my saw in there. Didn't do too bad, I don't think. So I'll get a pretty big piece of lumber here, but I'm going to try it. There you go. Doesn't fit too bad, you know. So I'm trying to get ready to frame up for these drawers, right? And look what I got. I ended up, I went on Amazon, of course, and I found these beauties here. Look at that. They're nice. They're 24-inch full extension slides. so they'll hold up to 100 pounds out here. These ones only hold 100 pounds, but they're also soft closing. So you just start them and they close themselves. Pretty sweet, eh? I like that. These sliders are going to go in here to support the drawers. So what I did was I found this piece of scrap. What I want to do is I want to set that in here now, so that when I put my rail on here I can support it. Well, it just so happens that that cross member is just about the right height. So not only is this going to be screwed into the ends, but it's also going to be supported by that cross member. So we're going to try and put this in here. Okay, that pulled that in pretty good. And I'll put this one up top. Alright, I think that's going to be good, and then my slider can go into here. I don't have this bottom piece secured yet, so I should really secure that before I get too much further into the project. So I'm just going to put that secure with a couple of screws. Okay, I'm going to do the same to the other end now. So I'm trying to locate these little cripple studs, I guess you'd call them, in here. Not too bad. I've been trying not to use glue on this build, but I think I want to put some glue on these because these are going to be gussets that are supporting the weight of the drawers. And then that'll go in here. And I'm going to put it in with some brads. And I'm thinking the more brads I put in this, the better. So I'm going to pile them to it. And the same up top. Alright, now we'll do the same with the other side. So put this piece in here. And once more, put a few extra brads in here. So to secure the bottom, I have some 3-inch screws. That, my friends, is pretty solid. And the slider is going to go under here, and there's room enough there so that the drawer side won't hit against that gusset that I put in there. So that's that one. I've got another one ready to go in here, so I'll put that one in. Okay, it's the next day, and I'm out working again on the drawer frames. What I'm trying to do today is get these 2x4 pieces put in here. So one advantage of having this piece of 2x6 as the bottom rail is, this piece of 2x6 went past this front leg, which is only a piece of 2x4, so it can rest on there. So good support for that 2x4 out there. In order to try to support this 2x4, because like I was saying, that's going to bear all the weight of what's in the drawer, I made these little studs here, just little blocks of wood, and I made that the same height at the front as it is at the back. So I can put that at the back to support my 2x4 at the back there. Now, another thing I'd like to do is, to make sure that these sides are parallel, I'm going to cut a spacer that fits between this stud and this stud, and then I'll put it at the back, and that'll be a way for me to set the measurement at the back. So pretty hard to see here right now, but I'll try and point this out. This spacer here that goes across there, it's the same width as the front opening of the drawer. So you can see on this side, on the left side, that that's tight against the 2x4. The 2x4 is tight against that vertical spacer, so that's telling me, I think, that my 2x4 is in the proper spot. So I put some pocket holes in my piece here, so I think we're ready to start assembly. You notice this piece, because it's scrap, I've got kind of a rabbit cut in the end of it, so we're just going to deal with that though. I'm going to put that at the front, because it's being supported by this 2x6, so it should work out okay. I hope, anyway. So my little spacer block and support block, because I'm going to leave this block in place. So the thing is with pocket screws, like when I put the screw in from this side here, that's going to tend to pull the 2x4 to the right. So Craig supplied you with these clamps to try to hold it, keep it from moving. And then we'll put our spacer back here. So I'm going to put a screw in here. Excuse me. And then I'll take this spacer out of here. That is not too bad. So now I'll put a couple of screws in it. And I'm going to put one more at the bottom here. So I'm going to be working on these two here to get those in place, similar to what I did with this one, first one here. But because it's so hard to video and whatnot, I'm just going to do it, and when I'm finished, I'll show you the results. That way I can hide all the frustrations and mistakes I made. Well, what do you think? I've got all the door openings framed out, ready to go. Now all I need to do is put the slides in them, measure up, make the drawers. Yeah, nothing to it. So I'm making good progress on getting the drawers put in the workbench. I think the drawers are going to be nice. I'm going to enjoy having those. I spent a lot of time fussing there and making sure that I got those dividers and the drawer slider supports put in nice and square and true and parallel, because I think that's going to save me some aggravation when I try to put the drawers in, especially with those sliders. Those sliders are nice, but from what I found with doing the vertical drawers, if they're just not exactly parallel, yeah, you get trouble. So hopefully the work I spent setting up those dividers is going to pay off in spades when it comes time to mount the drawers. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget, thumbs up me, and you can ring the bell too, and I'll let you know when I'm going to post another video. How'd that be? Thanks for watching. Have a great week, folks, and we'll talk to you soon.